Our story is a very long story. We have two girls with cerebral palsy. So our story starts with Gabrielle. Gabrielle is our first daughter. She's 7 now and she has cerebral palsy. During labor, Gabrielle was deprived of oxygen, and so she has a severe brain damage, and the front and the side of the brain was really damaged. So they said, well, do you want to go see your daughter before we bring her to children? And we say yes, and I went to see my little girl. She was all in tubes, and I just didn't recognize who this baby was, everywhere covered with tubes. And she was sent to the NICU at Children, and I was left with 2 pictures to look at, and it was a really difficult time.
You know, we were in a really dark place for a while. After Gabrielle, we just didn't know what to do. We were just kind of in shock, I think, for a long time. You know, but I guess we started to have some hope again. And we thought that Gabrielle would really benefit from having a little sister who could grow up along with her and, you know, be an example. And we named her Aviva, which essentially means like rebirth, rejuvenation. Aviva stopped, you know, when she was little, she stopped progressing. She would just lie there. She'd hardly eat. Mm-hmm. She wouldn't move very much. And, you know, again, we had no idea that anything was wrong before she was born. And we actually still don't know what was wrong. We went through genetic tests, we went through genetic counseling. They've never been able to find a cause of her condition. Yeah. But what we do know is her head's a lot smaller than it should be. You know, her muscles are very stiff and very weak. She doesn't really gain weight. She's always thirsty, she eats a lot, but never gains weight. She also is on a hormone treatment because she's a hormone imbalance.
Around 6 months, she just stopped. I feel like she just stopped growing. She didn't gain weight anymore. It's just something. And of course, when she was born, she has the tongue was out, and I worried that this tongue, why is it out a lot? I mean, it never goes inside, and the pediatrician said, well, don't worry about that. And I didn't worry, but I was still worried.
You know, we already knew about the Childhood League, and that was the first place that we went when we learned about Aviva's condition. It really just comes down to the love and the patience that they've spent with both of them. You know, make them walk through the hall, hold their hand, hold the wall, until they're both walking on their own now. And I don't know that they would be at that stage now otherwise, if they had not had a chance to go to the Childhood League.
At the Childhood League, I found something that I did not find at other centers. For me, because I was, you know, I don't have a family here, and I'm immigrant from Africa. I don't have a family here. So having 2 children with disability was really huge for me. And I had no one. I just have my husband and my children. And I had no help from anyone else. So my only help came from the Childhood League Center. Director, the social worker, the nurse, the therapist, everybody will welcome me with open arms. And I remember I could just go there and cry. It was a place where I could just go and cry. You know, like Phil said, at some point, you know, we have hope for our children, but, you know, everybody is not going to have hope. It's difficult with children with disability. Physical medicine doctor, he just didn't have any hope for Aviva. He thought Aviva would never walk. He told me blank, oh, she will never walk. I don't think she will walk. But in my mind, I saw how she was willing to do. She was a happy little girl, going everywhere, strong. Of course, I was like, of course she has weak muscles and everything that they talk about, but she's so willing to do. I think she will walk. And I brought Aviva to physical medicine just to show him that she's walking. She's walking, and I was so proud, you know, at the center that they believe in her like I believe in her. They loved her. They believe in her. It's just a great place where you find, you know, where your hope will never die.
Now that she can walk, especially, she loves to go and, you know, play with the TV, try and turn the TV on, mess with things, you know, reach knives up on the countertop, and, you know, try and work the stove. And they really got that sense of independence and adventure because they were supported at school and because they had those interactions.
I think last week even we went there, they're working on ways to help her communicate. Again, they saw something in her that, oh, we think she can communicate with a device. They always try to find ways to help children.
Both our kids, Aviva now today, in the morning, she gets up, she's ready to go, she grabs her backpack. You know, she is excited. I mean, she's jumping up and laughing, excited to go to school every day. At the Childhood League, it's like one big hug. The looks I see on people's faces are, I'm happy to see you, I love you, let's see what you can learn today.
She loves it. We love the place. It has been a great place for our family.